Hi guys, welcome back to the Daily Grind. Today was the Hero Challenge event, Throne of Atlantis, and I forgot to record it. This is just after reset, but I was able to finish it, and now I have a legendary Ocean Master. The thing is, I wanted to show you him as a newbie. This is his default look. I have already rank up to 5, but I'm going to give you the legendary look just so you can see his basic default look, and I'm going to also be leveling him up as much as I can because we already have news about the siege. They just arrived. Let's level up. And Ocean Master is one of the bonus characters. It's going to be the whole Aqua family. Fun for the whole family. This is the Seven Seas Siege. This is for Black Manta shards. It says for every day you complete 3 siege battles, you learn 1 Black Manta fragment. Um, so it's pretty much like the Larfleece, and since this siege is going to be 21 days, then that means you only get 21 shards from the siege itself, and we still don't know how many shards or if there are any other prices. The last time with the Larfleece siege, I think that was on PvP tab. The last time, here it is, Siege of the Seven Seas. Possible rewards, shards for Black Manta, and legendary essence, but we still don't know how much legendary essence we're going to be earning. But the thing is, the bonus heroes, that's for extra trophies every fight. It's going to be Black Manta, obviously that is going to be just for whales and dolphins and some of the Mohara guys that like to spend very little, but they do spend on the game. Ocean Master, Mera, Aquaman, and Aquamoa. So there's your whole bonus trophy teams. And since I already have those 3 at gear 10, then I'm going to go with Ocean Master to gear 11 and probably bring Mera to gear 11 too. Leave Aquaman for leader and just bring Wonder Girl Cassie. I already have. It's the siege is not restricted to any team, any toon. So it's probably going to go like the last time with a lot of Batgirl and Harley Jester and all the obnoxious teams that prevent you from doing this with the whole bonus team. But now revenge battles cost 2 energy, 2 siege energy instead of 1. So maybe that will make this siege better than last time. And really the only way they can make siege work is if the bonus characters don't count on revenge. That was what threw everybody out for a loop the last time. You were able to score higher doing revenges instead of actually playing the game normally. And just like normal PvP, I think that you should be rewarded more for playing the actual game and not gaming the game. Well, anyways, that's for Siege. That's the news for Siege. It starts on Monday, the 3rd. So be prepared. You still have the whole weekend to farm your materials. Tomorrow is Saturday, and all the material events are going to be available for you. The the composition I used for the Ocean Master event, just as a parenthesis, it was Aquaman lead, Aquaman King as lead, uh, Aquamoa, Mera, and um, General Soth. That was for the whole event. Only General Soth was gear 11, so there are other things. But this is something I wanted to comment on, you guys. I just read a comment that said that Kid Flash doesn't work. Well, guess who is going to help Kid Flash shine? And it's because of this Atlantean Stream. 78% chance to gain 2 speed ups each time an enemy gains 1 or more buffs, and the end result, this at max level, it's 100%. But the thing is, uh, there was something else here. Uh, the kit of Ocean Master is very good. Oh, here, this, the upgrade for Aquos Blockade gives 2 speed ups to everybody on the team. That's shield and speed ups. And the problem Kid Flash had was that he is unable to bring himself to have 4 speed ups. And after fighting with Ocean Master on the event, he gains a stupid amount of speed up, so he's going to be able to sustain Kid Flash. And both the Ocean Master is not going to be an attack toon because his damage is very crappy, even though the computer was at gear 10. So both his attacks do crappy damage. He's even weaker than Aquaman, I believe, on his normal attacks. But the amount of turn meter, because there is this Arms Rage, his third skill, 30 turn meter, that's 50 turn meter down to a single enemy. And the upgrade is does additional damage and 25 turn meter down to an additional enemy. So this guy is going to work very well on a turn meter down composition, and especially given that he's rather slow compared to Aquaman, and even to Mera, he's rather slow, but he gets a ton of speed ups. In fact, I haven't even checked what his end up speed is like, but I'm going to gear him up tomorrow to 11, and I'm going to bring him to level 70. And I might do Aquaman, but I think people are sleeping on this guy. Everybody is raging about Black Manta and Blitz Zits, and oh, he's going to turn Mans on Blitz. Yeah, but there's General Soth, and there's Larfleeze, and there's a PvP week coming up for Starfire. And for example, a guy like me who scored, who didn't bother to score well the last time she was available on PvP weeks, if I rank top 1.5k the next week, then I'm going to get a free Legendary 2 Starfire, and Starfire is all that she needs. If you can get her to Legendary 2, that's all she needs, because she gets a stupid damage, a stupid death immunity that lasts 2 turns, but she can keep stacking it over and over again. And her basic is can't miss. So that's pretty much all you need, because her AoE is still going to do a ton of stupid damage. I'm very pumped up because I hadn't read the notes on Ocean Master. Nobody posted it on the forums, and on the official WB forums, it's impossible to read on a cell phone. But after playing the event and seeing what Ocean Master can do, he's going to enable a lot of combinations of turn meter. This one is a control tune, and that's the kind of tunes I like most. So without further ado, this is the legendary Ocean Master, and he looks awesome, awesome, completely awesome. I want to get him legendary 2 this week, so I'm going to stop farming for money just to get him to legendary 2 as fast as possible, because I want I want this to start. Purge debuffs on the enemy and give 12 shield to each ally. So that's for everybody, and I'm going to start bringing it up. I'm lagging. Well, anyways, I'm really going to be working on Ocean Master. Yes, Black Manta is going to be good. Black Manta is something that Blitz teams needed because he can do heal immunity along with Dr. Poison. And he's basically a better version of Siren, but for physicals. But just like Siren, I don't believe he's going to be very fast. I haven't read the notes, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel that everybody is sleeping on the Ocean Master. Control tunes have their place, and for example, this one, his basic is always Purge, and with his upgrade of the second passive, that's an additional buff if he uses Arcane Lightning. That's, I believe, 50%. Yes, it's a 50% to use his basic on a random enemy at the end of an ally's turn if that ally is shielded. So not really like Wonder Girl, because I was reading him being compared to Wonder Girl, but more like an out of turn Purger. And even though he might provoke retaliations if you use his basic on his turn, he has a pretty good chance of getting rid. That would be 3 buffs that he's going to be purging out of turn that can't miss, and this is special damage. So there is. He's also a cleanser. I haven't read that he can clean, so he might work very well in tandem with Wonder Woman Princess. So I have to test him extensively. So tomorrow I'm going to be gearing him up. I'm pretty sure the guys from formerly known as We Are Legends, and I can't believe they are not legends, or whatever their name is now. I'm pretty sure they're going to have an in-depth analysis by tomorrow too, first thing in the morning. But that's them, and we usually don't agree, especially on what people call the build order. Legendary orders are only useful if you only get the guy to legendary 1 or 2, but if you go into 4 or 5, you just pick the least appealing upgrade, which for me is going to be this: apply silence on his basic if Ocean Master has 1 plus speed up, because his passive applies silence at 50% chance. And this is passive. Every time they gain a buff. So I wouldn't bother with this if you can get it the same functionality. It's a silence, but every time an enemy gains a buff, actively, of course. And I can tell you, during the event, I was getting silence every goddamn round for everybody because every one of my characters was able to get buffs on their own round. So seriously, I really believe people are sleeping on Ocean Master. I don't believe he's going to be a meta changer. You're not going to be seeing this guy on the top end of the PvP ladder simply because he doesn't have a can't miss move. But he brings a ton of control to the field, and just enabling Kid Flash without the weakness of Reverse Flash, that he has to Reverse Flash has to sacrifice his speed ups just to get strength ups to do decent damage. Um, Enabling Kid Flash is going to be awesome because most of you haven't seen well built Kid Flashes, and that guy can slow down your team to a crawl. So be on the lookout because this month is going to be really awesome. I'm not cool with the Aquaman rework. He plays he has the same skills, most of the same gates, but I feel that they messed his leadership. If they were going to make him give debuff immunity just at the start and through a chance, because he only gives the debuff immunity at the beginning of the fight and only for one round, I think they have to go back again on him and make that leader a normal passive and give the chance for the buff immunity and keep the +1 duration on the critical chance, on the critical immunity at the beginning of the fight, just to make Aquaman viable, because he lost the resistance upgrade, which you might argue that it wasn't much, but a single turn buff immunity, I mean, guys, come on. What's the use for that? Sacrificing a leader slot when you can get a better crit immunity through other tunes, and you can even chain it. That was very bad for Aquaman from Super Friends. I mean, I'm baffled. Mera ended up very, very good. She's awesome. She's even more awesome now with all the men she throws around and all the meter. And now her passive works properly. She gives 2 agility ups to everybody who heals through mans. And that's awesome. And in fact, I was going to upgrade another one of my characters. Ah, yes, Siren. No, I'm not going to be using Siren, but this guy, Aquaman, he's not ruined, but it's kind of pointless to bring him as a leader now. They have to rework his leader. I will push for the developers to bring him back. I mean, with all the one shots that are played around, maybe if they keep the buff immunity at the 50% chance, I believe that it happens, but make it so it's a chance every round, 50% chance to gain the buff immunity. But if you really wanted to make Aquaman super awesome keeping all the skills that he has now, make it a 50% chance of giving death immunity to the whole team. Because the crit immunity you have to proc, but death immunity, that will be awesome. A 50% death immunity, every chance of proc it every time Aquaman gets his turn for the whole team. That will be awesome. You give that with the leadership of Wonder Woman Defender every time she taunts, and that thing is 50% of the time, 100% of the time. So don't tell me that's overpowered, because these would proc only on Aquaman's turn. Everything else, awesome. As long as you bring somebody to put bleeds on the enemy team, this guy flies. And now his basic stacks the turn meter he gains from his basic. This is the Might of the Ocean. That 50 turn meter. Since he has Mance, if you pair him with Mera, he's going to keep stacking meter. And now he gets to go up to 3 or 4 times before the enemy gets a chance to move, because you might not know, but Aquaman is one of the fastest characters in the game. He's just behind the arrows and the flashes, but he is fast as lightning. And with Thorn Meter, that's even faster. And if you bring Ocean Master into the mix, he's going to be even faster. There are some pretty good compositions that are going to be controlled with these guys in them. Well, anyways, this was the quickie for today, because I messed up and I didn't record the actual run, but it's an easy one. I think some guys might be able to even try it at gear 7, which completely pisses me off. It grinds my gears and it doesn't float my boat, and whatever other simile or analogy you or metaphor you can concoct. But yeah, I'm not against new guys getting shards. Just let me clarify that before I close the video. I'm not against guys, the newbies, I'm not against them getting shards. I'm against them staying low and then whining that things get too difficult, because I bet you $1 and one gets you 20 that people are going to be whining when we get here to the Red Hood event. I can guarantee you people are going to be whining they can get their legendary 3, because usually or in the past, when you finish one of these things, one of the special events, you get enough shards to make a legendary 3 from scratch. If you get no shards, if you have 0 shards of a character and you are able to finish one of these, you end up with a legendary 3 for free. For free. But the thing is, the last node on these things is brutal. It has been brutal every time. I think the Solomon Grundy one was kind of easy-ish, easier-ish compared to the previous ones. But the White Lantern Sinestro one was brutal. The Scarecrow one was you were able to complete it with a gear 9 or gear 10, I believe, team, but you had to have a Batgirl on the lead spot. If you didn't bring Batgirl, then you weren't able to finish the Scarecrow event, because it was difficult as all hell since no healers were available. But for those guys, because really guys, these kind of events, every whale in this game already has a legendary 4 or legendary 5 Red Hood. And there was a PvP something or a showdown that gave shards So many guys who bother with Red Hood already have a high legendary Red Hood. But newbies are the guys that are going to go after shards of these guys because these are the paywall tools. And Red Hood is still kind of meta. I don't like the guy, but this is something. This is one of the guys. I don't even have him ranked 5, and he's been made available. Just so you know how much uninterested I am in Red Hood. I don't dig Jason Blood, and I don't think that they brought him back from the dead in the comics. And I don't buy him being Punisher light because that's what he is right now in the comics. He is the DC Comics equivalent of the Punisher, and he has that relationship with everybody that just like Punisher. He is not endorsed by other heroes. He's just kind of semi-tolerated, and he only really shines in his solo books. Whenever he's brought to the main universe, just like Punisher, he never does anything. He only gets to kill bad guys in his limited series and in his max imprint. Punisher outside of that is a wuss. But at least Punisher has a compelling personality, and I don't think Jason Blood has one. But anyways, the guys who don't gear up, they're gonna be whining that they can get their whole shards from this, and I'm suspecting that it's going to be Bad Family because it doesn't list anything yet, but I believe it's going to be Bad Family heavy. So I only want him legendary too. So I might farm some on the normal and some on the legendary event. But guys who stay low and don't farm, I really believe it's making their life miserable. Because when you can farm Heroic 8, you can choose to forgo the Alliance missions that day and make money. But if you try to slot the Alliance inside and you haven't gotten to Heroic 8, then you are going to be just farming the first 3 Heroic nodes and you are going to be missing a lot of XP agent. I've seen one guy complaining that XP agent should be made available more easily. It's plenty easy to get enough, even as a free player, just by farming Heroic 8. But again, I'm digressing and this video is getting way too long. I should make ranting videos. Oh, sorry. Just checking the time. Yes, half an hour. Half an hour. Um, well, that's it. I haven't even done my daily missions. And that's going to be everything for this video. Don't underestimate Ocean Master. He's going to be a very good tool, especially for newbies. I don't think he's going to change the meta anyway, but he's going to enable a lot of control combinations, turn meter combination. I have to see his stats at gear 11, but I also believe he's going to pair well with Riddler and Two-Face. Either one or both at the same time, because if you remember, Riddler puts speed downs on the enemy whenever he's hit, and Ocean Master is going to be giving speed ups. So that's a nasty team right there. Is not going to be able to deal with the meta because the meta is still going to be bad girl heavy. There are better tools to deal with that now, but the meta is not going to change. The teams to defeat are going to be Batgirl Lead, Harley Jester, Wonder Girl, and something else. Brainiac is just a palliative. It's just something so that you are able to destroy those teams if you don't have a can't miss tune. So, for example, for me, for the coming weeks, I'm just going to bring up Ocean Master, and I'm going to bring up. Finally, I'm forced to bring up my Deadshot hired gun to deal with those combinations because the siege is going to be very very crappy very soon. Once we get to the half of the siege, when you start seeing exactly where you are at the actual PvP ladder, because that's the good thing about the siege, it shows you exactly where you should be, and that's why some people don't like it because it shows you exactly where you should be ranking when you can't game the game, when you can bring your crappy 10.5 teams that are able to score higher, then you don't get the last siege went to crap when they started selling siege energy. If they start selling siege energy again, it's going to be a crappy experience. But before that, before they started selling the energy for the whales, the ladder actually shows you where you should be ranking. So it pissed a lot of people up because they didn't have the bonus characters to get the extra trophies, and they weren't able to game the system getting 13 points for a 1-star victory. They just got a 3 plus whatever bonus they had. It showed them exactly where they should be ranking. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that. This was Lord Setonan on the daily grind. Keep farming. Get your materials for that Ocean Master if you're a newbie. It's going to help you a lot. It's a great control tool on paper, and I have seen it on the event. And yes, he gains a ton of speed ups. And he has with you don't get a lot of 50 turn meter down tunes in this game, and that enables a lot of combinations. That's all for today. Thank you for your time. Keep grinding on, and we'll be seeing each other next time.